The earth cannot survive without the human beings taking care of it.
We need to look at the real existential issues that God's people are facing when the sea is reclaiming their homes and their only place.
God created the earth. Then later on, He created human beings to make sure that the puzzle is complete. We really need to come up with clear ideas of how we are going to make sure that our environment remains safe. We need to be part of this movement. The bishops, the clergy people, the lay people, we all should take part in this. This is not the Archbishop's idea only. We should not just leave it for maybe the young people to do it on their own, but it is something that together as a communion we should take part in.
Over an extended period of time, the earth just might recover, but we may not survive to see that recovery.
We really all are called into thinking what our faith tells us about the care of the earth, but also what kind of earth we're leaving for our children and our grandchildren, and how we're treating the blessings of this world, whether they're just for us and when they're used up that's great, or whether they're for everybody. And I think the communion allows us an incredible opportunity to listen to each other's stories and understand how the blessings but also the difficulties that climate change is causing in parts of the world.
And there are all these fanciful ideas of colonies on Mars, and we don't need to create another Earth. We just need to take care of the one that we have now.
We talk about safeguarding the integrity of creation. We need to put that in practical terms, looking at farming, water and air pollution, mining. So those are some of the issues that are what the Bible implores us as those who are called creators, who want to make the incarnate Christ real. We need to look at that everydayness that impacts God's people.
It's not just what happens in my community if we do these things, but the lifestyle choices that we're making about the kinds of cars we drive, the food we eat, the fact that we'd actually like to have strawberries in December in Canada or whatever it is like that, it says we don't care what's going on, and that kind of there are places where people are losing their homes.
Because of the effect of climate change and because of sea rise, some of our islands are starting to disappear, and some of the very essential parts of the community like cemetery areas, farming areas are being destroyed by the climate change. Our identity must come from our communities and our homes, and if our homes are starting to destroy like that one, I think it is a sad sin.
We just need to be more aware, and I think we can just become easily a much more selfish world by saying how we live and the amount of resources my lifestyle takes from the planet causes you to live in greater and greater poverty, and I think that's sinful.
We need to engage the government as well, because for these things to change, the government has to be involved, because there's laws, there's policies that are governing us on what to do environmentally, and at the moment they are not on our side. Some people are doing it, but I feel like the church needs to now hurry up and get to the pace.
As a church, we need to make sure that we support the young people. We also compromise on one or two things, but we do not lose our identity. We are rooted in Christ. That's the main port of call. Then we are Anglicans.
We've seen climate change the result of not taking care of this world, and the results are not pleasant, and we're running out of a lot of species, and we need to keep what we have now and protect it, and not just for the sake of getting something out of it, but for the sake of the responsibility that was given to us by God to take care of His creation.
A lot of the biodiversity on the earth has not been fully documented. It's easy to save the creatures that we know about, and the big ones are easily visible, but there's a significant amount of biodiversity that we simply do not know about, that we're simply not aware of, and we would lose those before we even become aware of them. The Earth's climate has changed. It had changed in the past. It generally has been a slow process, and the biodiversity has had time to evolve. At the rate that we are going, We're not giving nature the time to adjust and adapt. So mass extinction of species is a concern.
The thing that Alberta, where I'm from, is most known for, the oil sands. And so we've had the double-edged piece of incredible economic prosperity for many, many people. And so you have a very difficult conversation when you're saying, we should really be looking at sustainable energy forms at the same time, whereas the structure isn't in place for that at the moment, and many people make their living from the oil sands. It's not as simple, I don't think, as divesting from investment in oil and gas, but it's saying how can we invest in a cleaner energy future at the same time as involving the people currently working in the energy field to find new ways of being involved, because it really is the driver of economic prosperity in Alberta right now, but we know the damage it's doing.
As citizens of the world, just become a bit more aware of the carbon footprint that we are having, the impact that we are having on the climate, and then allow that to influence our decision making.
We always proudly say that we are made in the image of God. God was the creator. We need to be co-creators, it means.
Do something whilst you can, whilst you have an opportunity.
Don't wait for someone to come and do it for you. Don't wait for someone to come and make that change for you, but be part of the change that you want to see, and the world will be a greater place for each and every one of us to live in.